Hey guys, how's it going? Matt here from 6ixhappening, Six Voices, and this little tidbit here is going to be about the Toronto Maple Leafs and what I expect from them this season. So, you know what? Believe it or not, I know this team has its doubters and a lot of people that are don't really believe in it. And I can't blame them based on the history and this team not being able to get past the first round for years, right? Despite being a great regular season team. So, we went from being a bottom feeder to a great regular season team to now a team that's trying to make it in the postseason and make it past the first round, right? Because we keep losing in the first round. That's been our kryptonite. Believe it or not, though, I'm very optimistic about this Leaf season. And no, I'm not just saying that. I actually feel good about the moves that they've made, and they've been saying all the right things. And I actually feel like this might be their year to make it past the first round. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's an added like sense of desperation now with the team, right? I think the team feels and knows deep down in its heart that like the players and the coaches know that like if they don't get it done this time around, there's going to be major changes, and this team, as we know it right now, is going to be broken up. And you know how teams are, how brotherhoods, how fraternities are. The players create, they over the years they build chemistry and they create a strong bond with each other. So, you know what I mean? This is like they don't want that to break. They don't want to lose people to because the team has been losing, right? So they're gonna do everything in their power to stay together, and the only way they can do that is to start winning with the group that they have, right? Or else changes are inevitable. Well, changes are always going to happen, I guess, for even the team that wins the Stanley Cup. But when a team loses like the Leafs have been losing in the first round like this, changes tend to be a little more drastic. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, undeniably, this is the most depth throughout this team has had in the GM Kyle Dubas era. On paper, this should be a very fantastic team. You know what I mean? It should be a team that creates fear when opponents play them and has a chance to win on most nights if they play up to their potential. I actually think that if they play up to their potential, they can create some noise and go on a run this year in the playoffs. I mean, after years of this team disappointing in the playoffs and being good in the regular season, I think fans and the city deserves a run from this team. I actually feel they will be a force to be reckoned with this season. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. The biggest issue the Leafs will face this season, well, what's been their issue the past seasons, is getting over the mental hurdle of getting past the first round. What's between their ears? They've been a mentally weak team. They got to develop mental fortitude. That's the biggest thing that this group has to develop chemistry-wise. We've yet to be seen if their goalie tandem of Samsonov and Matt Murray, if he can stay healthy, will be strong. Samsonov so far has looked good, but we don't know how he'll hold up in an 82 game or whatever he gets in 50 game schedule, right? They have depth. The Leafs have depth at forward. Some of the best players in the league up front with Matthews and Marner and Tavares and Nylander. They have a defense corps that's improving and learning how to play together. They have a good mix, like the Jays, as mentioned in the Jays segment. They have a good mix of veteran and young players with talent. They're similar to the Jays in that respect. And there's leaders throughout the lineup: John Tavares, Mark Giordano, Jake Muzzin, and even the younger guys. Well, they're not so young anymore, but they're turning out to be leaders. Marner and Matthews, and these kinds of players. Nobody can say this team doesn't have potential, because they do. They just have to go out there and prove all the doubters wrong, and that this time is really different. I fully expect all the usual suspects, Matthews, Marner, JT, Nylander, to be up to their tricks, putting up great offensive numbers and leading the way for the team. The new additions should help in the scoring, defense, versatility, and depth department. These include players like Dennis Mulligan, who's a small player but adds speed, skill, and fits right in with how the team wants to play. Calle Yarncroke is, I would say, similar to OG Anunoby of the Raptors for the Leafs. It's like a Swiss Army knife type player. He can be slotted in throughout the lineup on any line, and he can make an impact. Aston Reese just started to bring his offensive game, but he's really good with the little plays. doing the right plays, adding grit, adding sandpaper, being tough to play against. Abe Kubel, who the Leafs got from Colorado, who won the Stanley Cup last year, brings speed, and offensive ability, and grit, although he hasn't been able to stick around the lineup as of yet. Of course, you know what to expect out of guys like Tavares, Kerfoot, Engvall, and Kampf, who make up the bottom of the lineup as well, right? Those guys, bottom six, are going to be what separates the Leafs from being a great team or a good team to an elite team, because every elite team that ends up winning the Stanley Cup has a dangerous bottom six that can produce not only offensively, but provide a spark when the game needs it. Maybe a fight, maybe a big hit, maybe they're hard on the forecheck, something along those lines. On defense, a whole season of Mark Giordano will do wonders for how this team keeps the puck out of the net. When he joined the team, he really helped stabilize the defense. Muzzing brings that physical edge, grit, and he makes some amazing hits. The only thing with him is, can he stay healthy? I mean, he's already injured. He's on long-term injury reserve. He's a guy that, even though he's a good player, never seems to be able to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, I like our chances of our defense being stronger and more solid than last year. Riley should be great. He's our best offensive defenseman. If he keeps his feet moving and skates and uses his skating ability, which is his strength, then I can see him having a good season. Sandin is similar to him in terms of being offensive minded and having a good skating ability and a good first pass. Liljegren, the young D-man, the Leafs have a chance to show. Well, he has a chance to show the Leafs like what he can do for a full season. He's just starting to make a name for himself in the league, and prove that he can stay on the Leafs blue line. I mean, loaded like all throughout the lineup, forwards, defense. This Leafs team has skill and has depth. They just gotta start showing it. The smartest Leafs defenseman and most reliable D-man for me is, oddly enough, Mark Giordano's old partner in Calgary, TJ Brodie. He's a solid stay-at-home, make the right play type of defenseman. He always seems to be in the right spot, clears the net, and makes a great first pass. That's what you call a good, stable defenseman that every team needs. Not these risky guys going up trying to score or like making risky plays, you know? I'm really excited to see what the goalies, the new goalie tandem, Samsonov and Matt Murray can do. Matt Murray has championship pedigree, as you may or may not be aware. He won the cup 2 times, or I'm not sure if it's 2 times, but I know he won it at least once with Pittsburgh Penguins. And you know, if he plays up to his potential or how he used to play, then that'll go a long way in the confidence this team has playing in front of him. You know, and obviously there were many standouts during Maple Leafs training camp, and one of those standouts to finally make the team. Well, it looks like he's actually going to stick around this time because of his shot and scoring ability, and just his tenaciousness and ferociousness on the puck and the forecheck. Nick Robertson, small player, but he has loads of skill and offensive talent, and his shot is up there. Obviously not Matthews good, but it's a great shot. So yeah, obviously the Leafs have a lot to figure out this season, figure out which lines are going to work, which players are going to work best with who, to get this team going and to get this team hopefully over the hump this season. Sheldon Keefe, the coach, has stated that there's going to be internal competition from guys on the team and those fighting for spots in the minors all season, and this is a great thing, because it's going to have guys pushing each other throughout the year. So at the end of it, obviously the goal is to have guys playing at their best who can remain in the lineup come playoff time and be as competitive as possible for whatever team we end up facing, and hopefully if we make the playoffs. Well, we should if we play to our potential, as I keep saying. All the great teams have that healthy competition within, and it looks like the Leafs will be no different this season, right? If it was up to me and I'm the coach, if you're working hard and you're playing well, you deserve to be in the lineup. This is a great approach by management because it creates a community, a culture of good work ethic and a successful culture that winning teams have. The expectation for winning teams, which if the Leafs desire to be one, is how they should think, is expect to win every night. Any less than that should be a disappointment. Obviously, you're not going to win every game, but having the mindset that you have to win every game, or that you won't accept anything less than a win, is a great mindset to have, because it puts you in the it prevents you from getting complacent and satisfied with any results, and oh, we played our best but we lost, like, no, go out there and try to win every game, you know so that's a great mindset that this team, that the coaches are trying to instill in this team, and is going to go a long way if they are to be a championship team one day. Well, a team that gets past the first round, I guess I should say first. Overall, I would say Toronto Maple Leafs fans should be excited, like I am, about this team. They should expect a fast-paced, skilled team that's tenacious on the forecheck, that's competitive most nights, and can give anybody a run for their money. We shall have to wait and see how they handle challenges and disappointments. Sometimes when things tend to go wrong for the Leafs, they tend to go very wrong and very south before they go up again. So let's hope there's not too much of these wild swings up and down this season. It's just kind of even keeled and balanced. And when things do go wrong, the Leafs can right the ship, in a timely manner, and not let things get too out of hand or out of control. Let's see how they handle disappointments. Some questions to ponder for the Leafs this season. Can they withstand the pressure of playing in this market when the heat is on? Are they able to fight through adversity that comes with playing an 82 game schedule, plus playoffs, and come out of it mentally stronger? Have they truly learned and become better from the ghosts of playoffs past? Or are they still cursed/haunted by them? Yeah, I threw that in there. Halloween just passed. I had to throw in a little bit of paranormal, supernatural stuff, which I'm a big fan of. But yeah, in all seriousness though, hopefully the Leafs have learned from their negative experiences in the past, because what's the point of making mistakes if you're not going to learn from them, right? Mistakes are to be made so you can learn and improve upon them, not just keep making the same mistakes year after year. Will their experience as a group, who have been there before in these disappointments and these lows, help them going forward? Will they know what to do when they're in the playoffs, in the tough situations in the playoffs this time around? So many questions left to be answered. Let's see what happens when they're in the trenches, when they're forced to perform. Are they going to be able to? Are the guys going to step up when they need to get this team past where it has never gone before? Let's see what happens. Until then, guys, go Leafs go. And remember, stay positive, stay classy, guys. Take the good with the bad. It's a long season after all. And there's going to be games that are bad. There's going to be stretches that are bad. There's going to be stretches that are good. There's going to be stretches that are great. So, the best thing I would do if I was a fan is just watch this team with a grain of salt. Take things in stride. Be even keeled. Be balanced. And that's a good formula, not just for fans watching sports, but in life. Life's a roller coaster, full of ups and downs. It's how you deal with it, how you respond to things that matters. And everyone is in control of their own emotions. So keep it smooth. Keep it one track, regardless of wins or losses, because I know how passionate this fan base can be. And at the end of it, let's see where the chips fall. Alright guys, hope you're having a great day, and I'll check in. Probably I'll do another one of these check-ins with the sports teams, the Toronto sports teams, Raptors, Leafs, and Jays, probably mid-season, and then one at the end of the season to see where they're at and to cap off how the season went, and to hopefully be talking about the playoffs. Alright guys, enjoy your day, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend. Be nice to everyone, be friendly, be calm, and until next one. Team 6 Happening, Matt, signing off. Take care guys. Bye.